I don't know if this is more propaganda or, to make people go back to the office, because I never trust anything. So I just think, I wonder if this is coming from somewhere else. Yes. But anyway, basically how working from home is making Britain more unequal. So staying from the office boosts affluent areas, but has a worrying effect on poorer communities. And this is the Resolution Foundation who are warning this. So the positive areas outside of London, the working from home boost is likely to particularly benefit relatively affluent areas like Rochford, Castle Point, East Cambridgeshire and South Staffordshire, for example, all the areas that I don't really know. On the other hand, like not where it's not working so much because of, financially, like the sort of less affluent, is areas like Manchester, Newcastle, Norwich, all of which have got more deprived English local authorities, and they've estimated to have lost out in the new working from home trends. So, I mean, that's interesting because we haven't really considered, I guess, the long-term effects of working from home. Like, I mean, the genie's out of the bottle. Once you've had remote working, you know, it's unlikely that people want to then go back to the office. And that's quite right, because I know we talked about this before in the show, didn't we, Mark? Where we are going to have to look at the new, what normal is, and just deal with it. And yes, of course, if everything's sinking down, the economy and everything else, you know, the unions, whatever, everything else that comes out from the news, then perhaps this is one more thing that we have to kind of iron out and work. And
I think you're right. I think your metaphor of the genie out of the bottle is very apposite. That the bottom line is that work from home has worked for millions of people. If they've got kids, they can take their kids to school, pick them up at 3:30 in the afternoon. If they've got pets, they can look after them. And many feel that they're actually more productive at home, and they save a fortune on commuting.
And, you know, you can access porn if you want to, unlike the politicians. You have to do it in the workplace. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, this story, the whole essence of this story is rich people have a better time working from home. And it's like rich people have a better time everywhere because they're rich. That's the whole point of getting rich. And they should have a better time. Rich people should. What's the point of anybody doing anything if it's all exactly the same? So, you know, if you're rich, you get a better car, you get a better Russian bride, you get a better Fabergé egg. If you're poor, you get boring, chocolate eggs or no eggs or an egg that came from a chicken. So, you know, rich people have a better time working from home. Yes, they do, and they should do.
Good point. So should we then maybe get rid of rich people and make them go to Rwanda?
How about we aspire to be rich people ourselves, and then we can have a nice time working from home?
It'll never catch on.
Yeah.
I mean, the issue is that I agree with you. We must adapt. It's a bit like Brexit, isn't it? Which is that some people love Brexit, some people don't like Brexit. But what Brexit is it's a reset for the economy. It's a recalibration. It's a shock which will be adapted to over time. And I think work from home is like that too. And I think work from home will come at a price. We have to accept that, don't we? That it will impact communities. It will, in the short and medium term, perhaps affect the economy too.
I know you said about cafes and bars and all that stuff, but then actually isn't there a case to be made for working from home and remotely when the cost of living is so high that, you know, you don't have to pay? And obviously I know that, you know, in London-based organisations, like there'll be like London waiting issues, which they have to kind of battle through. But once we get through this, I think it's a force for good because it's like a much better work-home life for all of us.
What about productivity? What about idlers, people who are lazy?
Oh, the skivers, they still need to be in trouble. They still need to be called to HR. I'm sorry. I ain't got time for the skivers.
Isn't it harder to police lazy workers from home?
No, I don't think it is, you know, because I think you still see what work they're doing. But I definitely think the skivers need to go to HR and be told off. Little smack, 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 naughty, naughty, naughty.
Make them turn up once a week for their dressing down. See, I told you we'd see Cruella de Vil. Didn't take long.